Alright, this is Calibos and we're playing Enigmatica 2. So, I have a couple of things planned, mostly they involve my death. I'd like to go ahead and go over the fact that, I'm hitting control and mousing over my draconic stuff to show you that they are all fully upgraded now. How many arrows do we have? I'm going to have to make a couple of these. So one of the other things that I have done is if you look in my inventory, I have a lot of food that says not yet eaten. So I'm basically abusing the NEI AE2 thing. And I basically typed not yet eaten into the search bar here. And so because it shows up in the food stuff, if it's in my system and I haven't eaten it, I can see that here, and yeah, it will help. So I hope that helps you guys. So I wanted to show you guys just exactly the difference in fights for the end dragon. So I apologize, it's gonna get a little loud. You'll notice my shield now has 2048 stuff. I've got a lot of power saved up in it, and I fully expect to survive the fight with the end dragon quite handily. That's not the death that I'm planning. Okay, so we're gonna do that. I'm gonna do this. This should go really quick. Technically, I probably don't need to do this. So I just want to demonstrate the difference in quality of the fight. Oh, come on, give me the thing. Okay, so crystal's done, and dragon. Come back over here. I want to show you a melee hit too. By the way, my Staff of Power does 105 damage on impact. So, I mean, that's the fight. And this is one of the reasons that we have so many hearts and dragon and stuff. The fight has just gotten easier and easier. And it's just kind of like, it's barely worth it. Excuse me. Pardon me. Bye. So, that's one fight. Pick up all the random scales and stuff that sometimes I remember and sometimes I don't. Put that all into the system. And now, I've already scouted this out. This is the fight that's going to kill me. In case you care. You may or may not. Is it this way? One of these directions is correct. Here we go. I am terrible at this fight, by the way. Terrible. So the goal is to move really fast. And clearly I am failing at that. I hate these. So these resets, these Yeah. So there you go, guys. You saw the difference, like fighting the regular End Dragon and then trying to fight the Chaos Guardian. Pretty terrible at the fight. I'm very terrible at the fight. And you'll notice that our flux capacitor is completely drained. I'm not sure how to do the fight without like a million flux capacitors. I'm probably going to spend quite a bit of time grinding. I'll have to kill it a couple of times in order to get all the shards that we need. And it takes so long to charge this up. Let's look at crystal. Energy. So let's grab one of these. Convert it to that. Yeah. Now, it's not in this system, or this thing, Flux. But there's a mod called Flux Networks, which would allow me to wirelessly charge as I'm going. And honestly, that's pretty much the only way I've ever managed to kill the Chaos Guardian, is when I have that. Because I simply am so bad at the combat that, you know, I just can't move fast enough for it to matter. I have no idea how to charge. Whereas people that I've played with on the server, apparently all they've ever needed is a single draconic capacitor, which astonishes me. Like I've never been that good. Let's take a moment to charge stuff. You'll notice that my so I'm going to try this. I probably should also go ahead and make a couple of additional flux capacitors, but I have no idea how to fix this mess, really. Chaos Guardian. So yeah, I don't know. If there was a way to simply charge remotely, you know, I would really like people to tell me, because I have no idea. Yep, just kind of like waiting for things to charge. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. It's cool stuff, but none of it helps me. Whoa, I think I have just maybe done a bad thing. What have I done? Okay, well, Minecraft just died, but that was my fault, not Minecraft's fault. So I'm going to pause everything right here, and I will resume in a second when Minecraft is back up. Alright, so we're back. There was a, I don't know, roughly 35-minute section of the video, and I will show you some of the things that occurred. I went ahead and made a bunch of draconic flux capacitors. And then after, I resumed the video, I basically spent, say, 30 or 40 minutes, give or take, trying to kill the Chaos Guardian. And I ran all of my flux capacitors out of power, like all of them out of power, a lot. And, I had to recharge all 6 of these things 4 times. Didn't kill the Guardian. Didn't get anywhere near to destroying all the crystals because it keeps making more of them. And I did not die anymore, but that's because, I simply didn't stay long enough for it to do that after it burned out all of my power. So, I'm done with the Chaos Guardian. I am not going to legitimately beat it in this pack. And I may legitimately beat it in other packs, but I simply do not have the power requirements to do that. And I'm sure that other people are going to say it's totally easy and they can do it, and that's fine. They can. I can't. Not the way this pack is set up. Like I said, each one of these holds 640 million RF. And there are 6 of them, so we're talking, I don't know, what is that, 3.5 billion RF for all 6. And I refilled them 5 times, so having spent, more than 15 billion RF trying to do this, it's just not a feasible thing. It's not worth my time. Now, if I could simply hook my power directly into this battery, then yeah, sure, totally be worth it. But otherwise, it's not. It is not feasible, and I'm not going to worry about it anymore. I'm done. And I said that a lot too. There's a lot of whining and griping going on, which is why you guys are never going to see that video, because I have deleted it. Meanwhile, let's move on to something else. Something much less horrible. Which is pretty much everything. Draconic, not going to do. Advanced rocketry. I'm not sure that I care about space, but I guess we could investigate. So let's start at the top and work our way down. We can make an awkward potion really quick. Let's turn this magnet off. There we go. Let's get rid of all of these except for one. And then get rid of that. So that should be more than enough power. And let's turn off all of our stuff. Boost on sprint. Boost on sprint off. Oops. Alright, boost on sprint off. So we travel super fast. Enjoy. We actually were going to reduce the speed by just a bit. It's still going to be really fast and really awkward. You know, we could just turn it all off, actually. Light speed modifier 0. Inertia cancellation on. Auto feed off. Okay, so what the heck? What is giving me this? 0 step assist off. What is giving me the haste? Speed modifier, there we go. Anyway, let's go ahead and investigate the possibility of a brewing stand. So brewing stands are pretty simple. Everybody is familiar with them, hopefully. So if we want to make an awkward potion, netherwort water bottles. So let's give us a thing here. Bottle. We have a couple of them. Want some netherwort. A little bit of that. Brewing stand. We throw in some water. Throw in some netherwort. And then we need some blaze powder. We have a couple. Let's say 1,000 for some reason, I guess. And now we wait. So that gives us 3 awkward potions, which completes this quest here. We don't care about any of this, so chuck it in there. Next quest. Oh my gosh. Regeneration, water breathing. I mean, some of them have been completed, so let's look at night vision. So we need a golden carrot. Gold. Golden carrot. So let's make 2 of these really quick. We'll just eat this. Just for the purposes of alright. Any second now. That'll give us the potion of night vision. Now we need a potion of invisibility. Invisibility is fermented spider eye. Alright, so let's make another brewing stand really quick. And we'll make some more awkward potions. Water. Blaze powder. We want some potions are netherwort, netherwort. Check that in there. We've got awkward potion. How is that not working? Requires, oh, potion of night vision. Night vision, okay. There we go. So that should give us 3 of these. 2, 3. Gives us a potion of invisibility. Now we want a potion of leaping. Leaping. So these are awkward potions and a rabbit's foot. Have we got rabbit's feet? Rabbit's foot. Oh, lucky us. Awkward potion, rabbit's feet. So next one's going to be fire resistance. Fire resistance. And that's going to be awkward and magma cream. Magma cream. Awkward and magma cream. Potion of swiftness. Swiftness. Sugar and awkward. So sugar. Check that out. Awkward, sugar. Fire resistance. So now we need water breathing. And that should be it. Water breathing. So, a pufferfish and an awkward potion. Do we have a pufferfish? Puffer. Oh, just the one. Awkward pufferfish. And once that's done, we should have all of those done. All right. So that should be all of those. We don't care about any of it. Moving on. Go do the thing. I keep hitting the wrong buttons. Sorry. So we beat starvation. We beat that. I think at this point we need to get into mechanism. We have 2 parts to mechanism to defeat. And then probably from there we'll go into Thaumcraft. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm terrible at Thaumcraft. I have no interest in doing Thaumcraft. I'm terrible at it. But I will give it a good try. How's that? That is what I can promise. Food's fine. We can go ahead and chuck this over here. Alright, so that, we can get rid of this, get rid of that. So we actually have a room set up for let's see, drive, whoa, drive, what he's called, so we have this, chuck that in there, and then we should get rid of this. How much Certus quartz do we have? Not enough. But yeah, you can see that I'm gradually working my way through. And eventually we will have everything upgraded to 16K. 16 million? Meanwhile, mechanism. Looks like we'd started mechanism and then just hadn't finished it. So, looks like from here we need a... Interesting. An electric pump. Alright, so that should be that. You know what I'd like to do? Why are we not accepting the electric pump? Well, awkwardly, it won't let us finish the quest. I mean, we are carrying one. Oh. No, it's a retrieval task. It shouldn't care. Let's move on to some of the other tasks then. How about a personal chest. So we need steel. Steel ingots can be made with coal and iron. So let's go So what we're doing is we're basically taking the coal and infusing it into the iron. Now we have to do this a couple of times. We get enriched iron first. Enrichment chamber, factory, smelter. So while we're waiting for steel, because we're going to need quite a lot of steel, formulaic assembler. Formulaic assembler. So we're actually going to need quite a few things. So let's look into, I didn't see it, mechanism. So we are looking for these. So we're looking for installers. And then if we use that on that, it upgrades it, and now we tell it to sort, and it should go faster. And if we set up the higher level installers, and each level of installer basically upgrades it to and adds more. Now the ultimate tier installer doesn't do anything yet. That was it was put in, but the effects have never been implemented, and I seriously doubt at this point that they ever will. So I'm not sure how much value that has. Now at this point, we haven't heard a ding, but you know, I don't know how much of the middle of the episode got cut out, so we're just going to call it here. I'm probably going to finish working my way through mechanism now, and just get that going. So yeah, I'd like to thank everybody for coming. If you liked it, leave a like. If you don't. Questions, comments, concerns can all go below. I hope you guys have a wonderful night.